awesome being here. I'm very happy for the invite and for the introduction. My name is Paulina. I'm working at Ramp.Network. We're building the bridges between fiat and crypto. So we're managing this very difficult flow where you have to KYC and you have to sell your data to centralized exchanges in order to obtain something. But we're doing it very, very carefully. So if you want to buy something, you know where to go. And I've been in crypto for the last 3 or 4 years. I'm not on the development side. I'm on partnerships, sales, and management. So this presentation will be slightly different to what we've heard before. By the way, that was super interesting. This is really something to be cautious of. And thanks for doing that before. Now we're going to do a bit of quite a big turn and talk about something way different. So NFTs have been all the rage in the media recently, and you must have heard about this one. Forbes had a conference about NFTs. There are a few items, a few editions of The Economist talking about NFTs. So this is getting more and more attention from the mainstream media. And I wanted to talk briefly about the use cases that are exceeding just art. So something that got the most attention lately. And we're going to talk a bit about where you can use NFTs beyond just art. We're going to talk a bit about NFTs and DeFi, and a few more ideas where I think they might come in handy. But before we start, I want to do a short, quick room temperature check. So how many of you actually own an NFT? Okay. How many of you have minted an NFT? Cool. And last thing, how many of you have fractionalized your NFT? How many of you have fractionalized your NFT? Super new stuff. I'm excited to talk about this one a bit more. And of course, my laptop went into sleep mode. Let's do you need to give me a short break. Kuba, who's actually working with me, knows that I can be a bit messy when it comes to doing the presentation. So let's start with this one once more. So I'm gonna, what the actual fuck? Sorry, I forgot this is live streamed. So I just want to start with just a few basics about NFT tokens. So NFTs are smart contracts. What you see, so the digital representation of an NFT, that's not an NFT. That's just, you know, something associated with an NFT. NFTs, non-fungible tokens, mostly known as ERC 721, although there are different versions, different standards for that as well. They originate from Ethereum ecosystem, but right now you can find them on more blockchains. You can find them on Flow, Solana. You can find them on Layer 2 solutions. So they're taking the whole blockchain area by storm. And what's like a common misconception about NFTs is that, you know, they must be associated with art. They're associated with ownership. So what they actually have is just the ownership and the transfer right. So this is what's written on the smart contract, that is the NFT. And I don't want to go too heavily into how, you know, the technicality of NFTs work. They differ slightly on different blockchain. If you're happy, if you want to know a bit more, there's loads of stuff, loads of info to dive into that. There's so many marketplaces that are currently offering NFTs. There's so many places where you can very easily mint your own NFT without knowing any code, like not being a developer, just being an artist or just a person who wants to play around with that technology. And right now I want to move towards use cases. And of course, the first and obvious and the most popularized use case would be for art. And the fact that Beeple's artwork was sold for nearly $70 million, it's got a lot of attention from the media, and a lot of people were asking why this is happening, why is someone paying so much to own a bit of something that you can just, you know, screenshot. So of course there's quite a lot of questions regarding the actual value of the NFT. What's the point in doing that? And I want to explore the use cases a bit more. So we're gonna start with digital art and property rights. Actually, yesterday I did a bit of shopping. So while preparing this presentation, I went on OpenSea, I checked out the artwork that vibed with me, and I bought some of them. It hurt me a lot because I had to pay incredible Ethereum fees. I could have done it in a more affordable way on a more affordable blockchain, but this is what I wanted to go for. So the first use case for NFTs is, of course, digital artwork. And there's a lot to be said about how this can change how we view property of digital art. And despite having this Save Us button that we all have, I think this is super important to make sure that we can use art in a way that benefits the creator, that benefits the owner of the art, and not just get it from Google Images and use it wherever we want. Another thing that I think is interesting to mention here are the property rights. So what you can see on the left side, on the right side actually, no, that's left side. Sorry. You can see the screenshot from NBA Top Shot. NBA Top Shots is one of the NFT-based platforms, games that took the community by storm. So NBA Top Shots lets you buy unique moments from the NBA games and stuff. So and forgive me my lack of basketball knowledge. I'm only gonna do a very basic intro here. If you want to be the owner of the first shot thrown by Michael Jordan, this is literally the only player I know, and LeBron James. You can be that. You can be the owner of that particular moment caught on video. You can use this to do your marketing. You can use this to make sure that your computer is more attractive. You can use this for whatever you want. You can use this in publishing or advertisement. And NBA Top Shots lets you buy those NFTs that contain the ownership rights to those given moments caught on camera. So you can have like moments from LeBron career or Michael Jordan. And NBA Top Shots was the, I think, first NFT project that got so much attention from the mass media. NBA Top Shots is created by Dapper Labs, and they're the same team that created CryptoKitties. If you've been around in crypto in 2017, you probably remember CryptoKitties. There's a high chance that the NFTs that you own are actually CryptoKitties. So if you remember that, this is also NFT, that's also digital art. Moving onwards, I want to talk about collectibles, and of course, I want to start with CryptoKitties. That is my personal collection of CryptoKitties. Unfortunately, that's not my personal collection of CryptoPunks. I would be very rich if that was the case. But regarding CryptoKitties and CryptoPunks, why is this so important to so many people? Why are so many people using this as their profile picture? Why is this? Why the current price for a CryptoPunk is going way over 100K? So this all boils down to community. What value you put in community, how associated you want to be with a given community, how much it means to you. And if you're in Ethereum, having a CryptoPunk as your avatar on Twitter is the height of fame. I mean, you can't get any cooler than that unless you're Vitalik or I know someone from his early team, or you were involved in I don't know, the DAO hack or something like that. So the sense of belonging to the community is super important, and this is why collectibles have gained so much attention by them being so unique and the elite representation of how involved you are in crypto. Another use case of NFTs is pretty simple. So you can use this as tickets or membership cards. What you can see on the right side is the Bored Ape Yacht Club. So there's also a collectible set of the pictures of monkeys, and those owning a picture of this monkey gives you an access to the Yacht Club. So this very elite community where you can get customized swag, when you can get access to newest feature, when you can have your customized wallets and stuff like that. So basically, owning this one piece of NFT gives you access to a whole new community that you cannot access without having that one piece of art. Something that we can see on the left side are the DAppCon tickets. DAppCon is one of the biggest conferences in Ethereum, and they used NFTs to distribute tickets. This is a pretty common use case for them, and it's a pretty obvious one. We haven't really seen that implemented well just yet, but we're probably going to see it with, when conferences and meetups will be, working once more after the pandemic. Another thing I want to mention are in-game items, and what you can see here, the shiny green jewel is actually Ramp jewel. So Ramp.Network, we minted our own NFT to commemorate the fact that we've been working with Axie Infinity. We have our own Ramp jewel and so on, and this could be used inside of game. I think this would be used in DeFi Kingdom, but the picture in the back, this is Axie Infinity. So Axie Infinity is the play-to-earn game that's running on Ethereum sidechain. That is using NFT items to make sure that people can level up in their game that they can earn through playing that given game. And why I'm mentioning the game and the in-game items. So when you ask someone to explain what are NFTs, they're probably going to tell you something like unique items, digital art, skin in World of Warcraft. So basically some item that you can use in-game, that you can trade in-game, you can obtain through playing the given game. And this is super important, not because these items were not tradable before. I mean, you could trade them before. But what's happening right now is that all those in-game items are being a part of a metaverse. So all those games are coming together and creating this digital universe that we're slowly moving toward. We spent more and more time online. We spent more and more time relying on the internet economy. We're doing blockchain and stuff. And metaverse is just super way to see how cryptocurrencies and NFTs are being used in a very purposeful manner. And I think metaverse will be a huge way for the NFTs to find more mass adoption outside of just art. Art is super elite. If you're scrolling down through OpenSea or Rarible, those marketplaces have NFT items priced at 100 plus K. So getting access to them is super difficult, especially when you arrived late to the party. Yeah. So that would be about the most common that would be it about the most common use cases. Right now I wanted to talk a bit more about how NFTs could be used in DeFi. And this is pretty experimental at this stage. So just like another room temperature check, do you guys know what's DeFi? More or less, yes. Any yield farmers here? Awesome. So as you know, in DeFi we have this thing as we have the borrowing and lending protocols. Of course, we have much more. But to simplify stuff, let's assume that we're talking about this one. And to benefit from decentralized lending on blockchain, you need to put up some sort of collateral. And when you look at the protocol like Aave or MakerDAO, you're usually using some kind of token as a collateral. You can use Ether, you can use USDC, basically whatever you want. And simply adding the option to use NFTs as collateral is opening up a lot of possibilities. This is opening up a lot of possibilities to people who have stock in different assets. They don't need to put up Ethereum on Bitcoin as Bitcoin not yet. They don't need to put Ethereum as collateral. They can use the artwork that they have. They can use the CryptoKitties. They can use the in-game items that they obtained playing Axie Infinity or DeFi Kingdoms. They can use that to get a loan in some other cryptocurrencies. Of course, there are issues related to that. So whenever you're using Ethereum as collateral, you can more or less assess the value of Ethereum. And with NFTs, you don't really know the price of the given NFT unless someone bids on that. So unless you have like a feedback from the market, how much someone is willing to pay for that, you don't really know the price of the given NFT. So this is a bit of a problem for using NFTs in DeFi because you can't really assess how much loan you should be given, and also you don't really know at which point you should be liquidated, because we don't pull a sort of real-time data about what's the what's the price of a given NFT. They're not constantly auctioned. There are some solutions to that. I'm going to talk about this in a second, but I just wanted to mention MakerDAO here. So MakerDAO is the issuer of DAI stablecoin, which you probably heard about. And right now they're doing something quite interesting, at least from my perspective. So at the beginning, the only collateral used in Maker was ETH. Then they added more assets to support minting of DAIs, of the stablecoin issued by like stablecoin that they work on. And what they added very recently is the possibility to use real-world assets as collateral in the protocol. Of course, there's a long way to go before them. So before they are able to tokenize land, tokenize real estate, it's going to be a while before that is liquid and supported as collateral globally. But right now, they collateralize the first real estate plot and use that to mint DAI. So when we think about when we think about tokenizing the things we own, tokenizing our houses, the land plots, some more tangible items, we can use that. We can create NFTs based on that and use that as collateral in DeFi. Of course, a lot of difficult issues stem from that assumption, so it's not decided how to handle that on the legal side of things. How the items should be notarized on blockchain, how should it work, this is not figured out just yet. But I think it's still super interesting to know that Maker team is working on that and that they already managed to tokenize some real-world asset into an NFT that they used as a collateral in minting DAI. And when I talked about price feed for NFTs, I mentioned that it's super difficult to give them the right price. So when you NFTs don't have like an inherent price. It's not like this given art is costing this much, unless the issuer or the seller has set price at given level. Then the item doesn't really have inherent price. And even if they set it up, there can always be an auction. You can outbid someone. You can increase the price of the asset. So this is all more complex than just this. And one way that we could simplify tokenizing, that could simplify giving the pricing for the NFTs would be to fractionalize the NFT. What's fractionalization of the NFT? So basically, this is breaking this one big NFT into smaller tokens. How it looks like, you're basically taking the NFT, you're locking this on an escrow smart contract, and you're issuing ERC20 tokens from that. ERC20 tokens are, your standard tokens that you can find on the Ethereum network. So you're taking something non-fungible and you're turning this into some like 20 items or something fungible. I think the biggest example, most known example of this happening was the Dogecoin meme. So the original photo of the Dogecoin was sold for $4 million, and the unit price for one Doge without E at the end was well below $1. So you could become an owner of the original NFT by paying just less than $1 and being a part of that. So for the payment, you got issued this one small token that was a fraction of the big NFT. And right now, you get the governing rights to this token, and you can do all kinds of useful stuff that you could possibly do with that. There's more stuff being fractionalized in the NFT space. This is mostly to democratize access to art, to make sure that more people can benefit from that. But this is super early. I don't think we've seen a lot of traction apart from the Doge meme fractionalization. I'm actually super interested in how this would work, because when you have, let's say, 10,000 items of something, it's easier to give it a price estimation. It's easier to give it a price, to put a final price tag on this one NFT, than when you only have one item. And I think that would be it when it comes to fractionalizing NFTs. There's more when it comes to DeFi and NFTs. For instance, the protocol, the team working on Rarible is issuing governance tokens to the NFT creators. So this is basically some version of yield farming. I'm sure that more marketplaces will follow that route. This, the Rari tokens are giving governance rights to its holders, are probably gonna add staking pretty soon. So there's gonna be more close connotations between DeFi and NFTs, simply because they fit well together. I mean, they're running on the same platform. They're very compatible. So once we figure out the economics behind this one, and once we find the right use case, we're definitely going to be seeing more situations where DeFi and NFTs overlap. Okay, and that would be it regarding the NFTs use cases. And I'm going to do shameless plug here. So the big issue with getting everything in crypto, the big issue with getting NFTs is very often buying that. So when you think about buying an NFT on OpenSea, right now you have to first set up your MetaMask wallet or something like that. You need to get some crypto, you need to go to Coinbase, transfer ETH from Coinbase to your MetaMask wallet, use this there, spend it, and it's gonna eat up majority of your time and a lot of your money on transaction fees. What you can do instead is you can go with a solution like my very uncooperative computer, like Ramp, where we bridge the fiat and crypto worlds. We're building easy to integrate, easy to work with widgets that can be integrated into your platform. You can use this as a bridge between fiat and crypto. This is a very simple SDK that you can pass into your code base and make sure that your users can buy Ethereum, DAI, Bitcoin, all the major crypto. Not privacy coins though. These are not yet on the list. However, hopefully we'll be able to add them in the future once the regulatory framework will be a bit easier on crypto. We're working with the biggest teams in the industry, so if you're using something in the crypto ecosystem, there's a big chance that you're actually using one of our partners. And yeah, that would be it from my point. If you want to know something a bit more about Ramp.Network or how we're approaching NFTs, how we're approaching NFT marketplaces, I'm happy to discuss this in more detail. I am hoping that this was not too boring for you, not too easy. There's a huge drop in how much development knowledge was required for this talk, but I'm happy to take questions if you have any. Yeah, so Top Shots have this ambiguous approach there. So there is actually an NFT, but it's being traded on the USDC. It's being traded via Circle, so it's centrally held. It's not being sold on the secondary market. So it is actually an NFT. You can withdraw this from their website and so on. But it's way more difficult than doing this via OpenSea or something like that. So you mean like it's not like just one? Yeah, but not all NFTs need to be, just one. A lot of the NFTs that you find on OpenSea and Rarible actually coming in like multiple sets. So it's not, it doesn't have to be just one example of that.
No, I know. I just wanted to make this comment.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to ask you is that from your presentation, what I would take out from the NFTs would be that it's all about the uniqueness. And you didn't mention Monero, of course. But I was concerned why. So they wouldn't have to be, it's not going to be about the quality but quantity. So I think that's one change. And the second thing is that you didn't mention the music.
Yeah, music industry is actually super interesting. What using turning music, like just songs and stuff into NFTs gives a lot of mobility to value. It gives you the ability to actually trace, what's happening with your products, and it lets you benefit from that. So it's super important. I totally agree with you here. I think that the music industry is going to use that quite a lot. The reason why I'm not bringing this up here is that we've in I think 2018 or something, Spotify acquired one of the startups building the NFTs for music industry, and there's been a few other projects that are doing the same. They haven't seen that much adoption just yet. I think the biggest one right now is Audius. Is building on Solana, and I'm super excited about this one. I'm definitely rooting for them, but I know that in this case there's a huge network effect that you need to achieve before you can talk about mass adoption here.
One comment to Paulik, actually. Sorry. I have one comment also for you, maybe a kind of answer, that I still agree with Paulina that uniqueness is still very, very important in NFTs, and the example of the NFT shots, like you said, there is, for instance, let's say 100 of the same NFT shot, but they have unique serial number, and if you see on the market, the numbers like 10, 100 are much more expensive than 95, 96, something like that. Yeah, so still there is uniqueness.
There's some uniqueness.
Yeah.
Also, there's a company called Engine. They're working on the ERC 1155, which is a number standard for NFTs, and they have entirely different approach to uniqueness. Those items are not unique, but they're to some extent limited, and to some extent not available to all, even though they're not unique. So it doesn't always have to be about uniqueness. If you're a holder of 4 million part of Dogecoin meme, is this unique or not? Are you unique by holding that or not? I don't think it has to be about uniqueness. I mean, it's in certain use cases, of course, but it doesn't have to be a global application for NFTs. Anyone else?
One question here. Do you think other blockchains stand a chance against Ethereum when it comes to NFTs in the long run?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely agree with that. So a lot of NFT marketplaces are built on Solana, on Flow, on Celo. There's a lot of the marketplaces are moving from Ethereum layer 1 to layer 2 solutions like Polygon, Starkware, CP-Sync, or something like that. So I think there's a lot of interest in going beyond Ethereum. I don't think that we're at the stage when Ethereum is, the clear winner. I think Ethereum is setting up a direction where other blockchains move. They're being the most innovative in how they approach stuff. But it's definitely not the situation where the game is lost and it doesn't make sense to build marketplaces on other blockchains.
I wouldn't count L2s as something different than Ethereum, though.
Yeah, I sort of agree, but it's moving from this. It doesn't have to be layer 2s, it can be entirely different blockchains. Awesome. If that's all, then thanks a lot for taking the time to listen. If you want to get in touch, you can catch me somewhere here. And if you're interested in joining fast-growing cryptocurrency startup, Ramp's hiring. We have offices in Warsaw and Wrocław. We're venture funded, finalizing our round A. And if you want to join, we're looking for all kinds of awesome people to join us on board. So if you want to know a bit more about that, you can contact me or this charming guy managing the live stream. Perfect. Thanks a lot.